Over 60. What really happens if you eat a hamburger every single day? Here's something eye-opening. In the United States, the average person eats about 3 hamburgers a week. National Cattlemen's Beef Association, 2022. That adds up to more than 150 burgers a year, often without even realizing it. But here's the shocking truth. After age 60, our bodies are not the same. The heart, the kidneys, even our muscles can't process fat, salt, and protein the way they did when we were 30. In fact, research shows that adults over 60 who eat red meat daily face a 42% higher risk of heart disease. Journal of the American Heart Association, 2020. So, is a hamburger always the bad guy? Not necessarily. Hidden inside that same burger are things your body still needs, like protein and vitamin B12, nutrients that help fight muscle loss and anemia, two of the most common struggles after 60. So the real question is this: is your daily hamburger a silent danger, or could it actually be a secret weapon for protecting your health? Stay with me, because in just a moment, I'll share the real story of Robert, a 68-year-old retired truck driver who ate burgers almost every day. And what happened to his body might just surprise you. Let's find out together. Have you ever wondered what really happens if you eat a hamburger almost every single day for years? Let me tell you about Robert, a 68-year-old retired truck driver from Texas. For most of his life on the road, Robert had one familiar habit. At lunchtime, he almost always chose a hamburger. He used to say, "It's quick, it's cheap, and it's easy to eat when you're driving hundreds of miles a day." For more than 30 years, hamburgers became part of his daily routine. And even after retirement, he was still eating 4 to 5 burgers a week. Now, you'd probably expect that his body would fall apart after all those years. But here's the surprise. Robert actually managed to stay stronger and healthier than many men his age. Why? Backhand index pointing right. The answer lies in one key detail. Every burger he ate gave him a solid dose of protein, about 28 to 30 grams in just a 100-gram beef patty. Journal of Nutrition, 2022. And after 60, protein is absolutely vital. It's the key to slowing muscle loss, keeping your legs steady, and helping you stay mobile and independent. But the story doesn't end there. Because alongside those benefits, Robert's eating habits were also starting to show some cracks, changes he didn't notice at first. So what was really happening inside Robert's body? Could this hamburger that helped protect his muscles also be quietly working against his heart? Stay with me, because in the next part, we'll uncover the hidden benefits of a hamburger, the parts of this everyday food you may never have thought about. We often hear a lot about the dangers of hamburgers, but what many people overlook is that this simple sandwich actually has some real benefits, especially after the age of 60. Let's go back to Robert. Even though he ate burgers pretty often, his checkups showed that he managed to keep more muscle mass than many men his age. Why was that? First, it's the protein from beef. A 100-gram beef patty, the size you typically find in a burger, provides about 28 to 30 grams of high-quality protein. Journal of Nutrition, 2022. After 60, our bodies naturally lose muscle each year, a condition called sarcopenia. This is why so many older adults feel weaker, get tired climbing stairs, or have trouble walking long distances. Protein is the raw material your body uses to rebuild muscle, keeping your legs steady and your spine strong. Second, vitamin B12 and heme iron. Vitamin B12 is essential for producing red blood cells and protecting the nervous system. Heme iron from red meat is absorbed 2 to 3 times more efficiently than plant-based iron, American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2021. That matters because many older adults struggle with anemia, leading to fatigue, memory problems, and dizziness. Third, the carbohydrates from the bun. Most people look at the bread and see only something bad, but the bun does provide quick energy. And if you choose a whole grain bun, you're also getting fiber, which helps keep blood sugar steady, lowers cholesterol, and supports digestion. That small change can make a burger much more senior-friendly. And finally, let's not forget the vegetables tucked inside the burger. Tomatoes, lettuce, onions, all add antioxidants, vitamin C, and fiber. These nutrients help offset some of the negatives from the meat and oils while protecting blood vessels from inflammation. So, a hamburger is not completely the villain it's often made out to be. Think of it as a double-edged sword. If you choose wisely and make adjustments, it can still support your muscles, boost your blood health, provide energy, and help you stay strong after 60. But that's only one side of the story. Because the reality is, most burgers Americans eat don't come with whole grain buns and extra veggies. They come loaded with white bread, cheese, creamy sauces, and a side of fries. And when that happens, this friend quickly turns into a silent enemy, fueling heart disease, diabetes, and kidney problems. In the next part, we'll face the truth head-on, the hidden dangers of eating hamburgers every day, and what your body after 60 may have to endure. We just talked about the benefits, but the truth is, with most hamburgers Americans eat every day, the risks far outweigh the good. First, saturated fat and cholesterol. The average burger contains about 8 to 12 grams of saturated fat. After 60, this type of fat raises LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol. When LDL builds up, your arteries become narrower, like a pipe clogged with deposits. The heart has to pump harder, and the risk of atherosclerosis and heart attack rises. The Journal of the American Heart Association, 2020, reported that eating large amounts of red meat and saturated fat raises the risk of heart disease by as much as 42%. Second, sodium. A cheeseburger with sauce can pack up to 200 milligrams of sodium, nearly half of the daily limit for older adults. Over time, that much salt drives blood pressure higher, placing a heavy burden on the heart and kidneys. The Hypertension Journal, 2019, highlighted that seniors who consume too much sodium face a much greater risk of heart failure and stroke. Third, refined carbs from white bread. Unlike whole grain buns, most burgers come with white bread. It lacks fiber, which makes blood sugar spike quickly after a meal and then crash, leaving you hungry again. For those over 60, this roller coaster is the fastest path toward insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. Diabetes Care, 2019, confirmed that diets high in refined carbs significantly increase the risk of diabetes. Fourth, the dangerous combo that usually comes with a burger. Let's be honest, very few people eat just the burger. Fries, soda, and extra cheese usually tag along. That combination turns into a ticking time bomb. Fat, salt, and sugar hitting the body all at once, overwhelming the heart, the blood vessels, and the kidneys. Robert's story reflected this reality too. A few years into retirement, even though his muscles held up, his lab results told another story. Cholesterol climbing, blood pressure creeping higher. His doctor warned him, unless he made changes, the risk of stroke was just around the corner. So yes, a hamburger can still be a friend if eaten wisely, but if it becomes your everyday meal, it slowly turns into a silent enemy. In the next part, we'll talk about exactly who needs to be most cautious with hamburgers after 60, so you don't let a quick meal turn into a long-term health problem. There's an important truth we need to face. Not everyone over 60 can enjoy hamburgers freely. For some, it's like tossing a spark onto dry firewood. It can set off serious health problems at any moment. Those with heart disease or high cholesterol. If your doctor has ever warned you about clogged arteries, or if you're on cholesterol-lowering medication, hamburgers should be limited to a rare treat. Every burger carries saturated fat and sodium, the two biggest enemies of the heart. The American Heart Association, 2021, emphasized that diets high in red meat and sodium increase the chances of a heart attack recurring in people over 60. Those with high blood pressure. A cheeseburger with fries can push sodium levels over 500 milligrams in just one meal. For someone with hypertension, that's like throwing gasoline on a fire. Blood pressure can surge, sometimes dangerously high. Those with diabetes or prediabetes. The refined carbs in white bread combined with a sugary soda send blood sugar soaring and then crashing down. For people at risk, that forces the pancreas to work overtime, speeding up insulin resistance. Diabetes Care 2020 found that older adults who ate lots of refined carbs had a 34% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Those with kidney disease. Think of your kidneys as filters. When you overload them with sodium and animal protein, those filters have to strain harder. For someone already showing early signs of kidney trouble, burgers can push the decline along faster. The National Kidney Foundation, 2021, warns that high red meat and sodium intake accelerates kidney disease in seniors. Those who live a sedentary lifestyle. If you're eating burgers often but not walking or staying active, your body can't burn through the extra carbs and fat. That leads to belly fat, fatty liver, and silent inflammation building up inside. So you see, for certain groups, a hamburger is no longer just a harmless quick meal. It becomes a real burden on the heart, the arteries, and the kidneys. But here's the good news. If you still enjoy the taste of a burger, there are smarter ways to enjoy it without turning it into a health hazard. In the next part, we'll explore exactly that. How to eat hamburgers the right way after 60, so you can keep the joy while protecting your heart and your legs. Here's the good news. If you love hamburgers, you don't have to cut them out completely after 60. The key is learning how to make smarter choices, so you can still enjoy them while protecting your health. Tip 1. Choose whole grain buns instead of white bread. Whole grain bread is rich in fiber, which slows down sugar absorption, keeps blood sugar steady, and lowers bad cholesterol. Nutrition Reviews 2020 found that people who eat whole grains have a 21% lower risk of type 2 diabetes. Tip 2. Downsize the patty. Instead of a thick 150-gram beef patty, go for a smaller one, around 80 to 100 grams. You'll still get plenty of protein for your muscles, but cut nearly half the saturated fat. Cardiologists often call this the small but smart principle: smaller portions, smarter health. Tip 3. Pile on the veggies. Tomatoes, lettuce, onions, cucumbers. These not only make the burger tastier, but also add antioxidants that help fight inflammation. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2021, showed that eating raw vegetables with red meat can reduce markers of inflammation in the blood by up to 30%. Tip 4. Go easy on cheese and heavy sauces. Swap out full-fat cheese for low-fat cheese, or try a slice of ripe avocado instead. It gives that creamy flavor while adding heart-healthy unsaturated fats. For sauces, pick low-sugar options or go classic with mustard. Tip 5. Skip the soda. Pair your burger with water or herbal tea instead of a sugary drink. This one change makes a massive difference. Soda is what turns a burger into a true danger combo. Simply switching to water can save you dozens of grams of sugar in a single meal. Tip 6. Watch the frequency. If you've been eating 4 or 5 burgers a week, try cutting back to 1-2. Remember, after 60, your heart is like an older car. It will last longer if you keep the pressure lower. As doctors often say, there's no food that is completely bad. It's how you eat it that can turn it into poison. With hamburgers, if you choose whole grain, shrink the meat. Add more veggies, cut the salt and sauces. It can be a treat you enjoy now and then, without fear. And perhaps the most important thing isn't just how you eat a burger, but how often, and within what kind of lifestyle. In the final part, we'll bring it all together, the bigger picture and a heartfelt message for everyone after 60. So a hamburger doesn't have to be a worry anymore, but a reminder that you have the power to choose wisely for your heart, your legs, and your life. My friend, after everything we've just walked through together, I want to remind you of something very important. The hamburger is not the ultimate enemy. It can be a friend, or it can be a threat. It all depends on the choices you make and the lifestyle you live after 60. At this stage of life, our bodies are like a well-aged garden. If you care for it, eat in moderation, add more greens, cut back on salt and sugar, stay active. Then even a hamburger now and then cannot harm your heart or weaken your legs. And please remember this: after 60, every small choice you make is like a brick laid in the foundation of your long-term health. Don't wait until your body cries out with chest pain, sleepless nights, or heavy, aching steps before you take action. Start today. If this video has been helpful for you, I warmly invite you to hit the like button to help spread this message of health. Leave a comment. Do you eat hamburgers often? And after today's video, what change will you make? I would love to hear your story. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so every day you'll receive warm reminders and simple, science-based guidance, like having a trusted friend walk alongside you. And don't forget, come back to this channel each day. Just a few minutes of listening can give you inspiration, motivation, and practical tips to keep your heart stronger, your steps steadier, and your days lighter. I am your doctor on this journey, and I wish you, and everyone watching, good meals, healthy days, and a heart filled with peace. I'll see you in the next video.